All right.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Very, very happy to offer you a treat today, our dear audience. I have a guest today, Kendall Sarah Scott. We've known each other for many, many years through different studies, including Gene Keys, I Ching, intentional creativity, and we come together once in a while to co-create. So today we will show you some program we're planning for you and for ourselves because we always like to play with opportunities. I'm Svetlana Pritzker, Syucai Master and personal and business strategist. Today I'm going to share one of the strategies for life, and that strategy is about being brave and unstoppable in everything that you ever want to do. And Kendall here is a transformational coach who's working with art, and she will tell more about her projects and how they can help you to accomplish things in life that are lingering on a back burner, waiting for your attention. Welcome,
Hmm.
Kendall.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here with you today, Lana. And as yes, Lana has said, we come together through the waves of time. And here we are again. Um, I'm a transformational coach. I work with many modalities and art, narrative coaching, life coaching, financial coaching. And I take most of my work to the page, to the creative page. So yeah.
All right. So creativity comes in many different ways. Sometimes people tell me, oh, I'm not creative. I don't draw, I don't dance, I don't sing. But creativity is life. We are given the energy to create and co create in this life. We are social beings, so coming together to create projects and bringing to life our ideas is our innate talent and ability. But sometimes we forget that how we feel affects everything that we do. And being a Syucai master, I've been teaching how the state of mind and the physical, emotional state affects everything around you. Your business is life business with the family, for example, and your career business, whether you are a business owner or just going to work for somebody else, how you feel matters. So at some point, I realized that many people are stricken by the fear of making a decision that may be wrong. And unfortunately, we never know what kind of decision we're making, if it's a right decision or not. Because in the moment, we only know that much. And that much depends on our expertise, our education, our experience in life. And before we live through the next process, through the next manifestation, we cannot make a decision that is absolutely right. Only retrospectively we can look at what decision we made and how it affected everything. And even then, it's impossible to know because our thinking is linear. If I do this, that will happen. Point A leads to point B, and this is the road. But the fact of the matter is, nothing is linear. We live in multiverse. Those multiverses of our relationships and our collaborations and our ideas and our experiences all come together. And in every moment, our life intersects with somebody else's life. So we made one decision, and maybe in that moment we realized that this decision maybe didn't give us the expected result, but it gave us a result we didn't expect, but very much wanted and couldn't even understand that. So the way I treat every decision is an experiment. And therefore, I made an experiment and I've created a set of cards. And that set of cards was inspired by my studies of I Ching, Chinese book of wisdom, and working with Gene Keys technology by Richard Rudd, and also working with Syucai knowledge, which is a science of knowing from the distance. And the founder of the science is Janat Kozhemzharov. So this deck is called Brave and Unstoppable. And in this deck, there are 64 tricksters. 64 little creatures that live within our body without us even knowing that. In fact, there are many more creatures, but I decided to condense it to 64 fears because we are animals first. Our body is the physical expression of the genetics that our soul, our personality takes upon to be expressed and realized in this life. And when we are little, everything is instinctual. We don't really have much knowledge, or our personality, our soul remembers, but we don't. And then as we go through the process of life, we acquire some knowledge, and some of it matches with what we know about ourselves, and some of it does not, because it belongs to our parents, to our teachers, to our preachers, to our friends, and extended family, of course. Everybody knows much better who you are and what you need to do. And so when we match with other people's opinion, we feel good because we feel loved, we feel accepted, we feel that we belong and that everybody is there to support us. But when we do not match with that, which happens probably 99.9% of the time, because everybody knows themselves but not you, and everybody is different, what happens, one of the creatures that lives inside wakes up and starts floating without being grounded. And maybe it even bites you in the butt. And when that happens and you feel uncomfortable, you start fighting. You start biting somebody in the butt as well. And that is called competition in the marketplace. Because in order for us to grow, we need to wake up that animal energy to compete, to run, to fight. But as human beings, we do not like that. And as a soul, we want to love everybody. We don't want to compete with anybody. And so then we start splitting people. Those are the right people because they love us. Those are the wrong people because they don't love us. And then what happens, 50% of the clients that would come to me would not come because I separated them, because they don't understand me. And those 50 that I do love might have some other trends that I don't like. And so this is how we come into isolation. And we don't have any more clients or business, and we do not have, our world becomes very small. We don't have an influence. But each one of us is a star. We come here to shine, to express ourselves, to illuminate this world. And little creatures like that are really not who we are. But if you look at the embryo, you see all of them. We start like a little dot, and then we grow a tail, and then we grow all kinds of other things. And in the end, we have to be a person. We need to be a human being. We need to leave our reptilian brain reactions behind. We really need to learn that that need to love and touch and feel the warmth. It's just mammalian need for protection. And we need to rise above all of it and see the bigger picture, and then unite those three parts of who we are with the higher part of who we are, which is the connection to higher electrical field of knowledge and information. Many people call it God, universe, angels. But for me, all of that is the same energy. It's the creative energy from which we come into this world. And when our body is no longer working, we go into that same place of electrical impulses of creation. And so in order for us to create, we really need to understand that emotions are just energies in motion. And as they come through us, we feel a wave, tsunami sometimes. And our job is to learn how to ride the wave in a way that is safe, not just for us, but also for other people. So our intention today is to give you some tools and some understanding how to ride the energies of emotions, which are the safest communication with the world. The world gives us this ability to feel, to emote, to understand through our emotion what is going on. And through our tools, you will be able not only to understand what it is, but also ask the questions and be able to answer those questions all on your own. And in the end, you might have an answer from somebody like that, a little lizard who wants to survive. Or you might have an answer from somebody like that, which is a little lucky, what you call it? Lucky
Wasp.
ladybug.
Ladybug.
Ladybug. Yeah, good luck. The one that gives you good luck. And also, you might end up with the very beautiful art expression of your fear, because fear in your mind is the false evidence appears real. And when the false evidence falls out, and imagination opens up to create something that you have not created before, that's your first step into the new reality where you are brave and unstoppable. So, Kendall, could you share your process and what we can do with your process today?
Okay. So thank you, Lana. That was beautiful. Should we do the screen share?
Absolutely.
So I will do that.
While that is happening, I will tell you about these cards. These cards will be part of Kendall's process, and you will be able to understand how different things can help you accomplish a bigger result.
Okay, so for instance, I see this page as the spirit bear shows up. So that's a clue. This is a cosmic smash book, and it's been prepared. There's a way of preparing it and entering into it. You use it as your personal journal to process your emotions. This bear came to me a few years ago. Okay, so this is what a page can look like. You know, we map the emotions. I use paper clips to clip ideas. We make layers of paint, and we make secret compartments, messages from your higher self to inform you. Pages that are just expressive, taking a blank page and just putting your thoughts on it, getting the energy moving. This is a moving page. Color crayons, writing. This was a very energetic page. Perhaps, well, I guess I was feeling very, maybe afraid, you know, sharing, like, why am I afraid? And using my crayons and then going over it with watercolor, adding more crayons and writing. It says presence and energy, the space that's left in between. And the idea of putting you can smash the pages. It's not precious. You just go for it. And then in that process, messages start to rise up. So we would take the card from Lana and maybe, well, you know what? I thought I might show you a quick idea. She said spark, and the bear, this book has been really used. I'm breathing into my future. See, that's the message. The to-do list, out of the box, artist values. And then you open it up and there's more messages coming inside. But on this page, I might add, Lana put in a creative, we would just start with a dot and start working with the creative spark that is you. And then if you want to add a little water, you can then smear up that ink line. And suddenly, oh, there's more divine spark. I'm not even using a brush. Oh, look, the energy's moving. I'm like, oh, and then dip in like smear it up a little bit. There happens to be a crayon right here. Maybe I just want to express energy. And there's the energy going.
And notice the colors. The colors are coming into this page that was empty before. It's like our mind sometimes does not know what's going on, but all of a sudden, when you start talking about it and moving your body, the energy comes out for you to see.
And it comes out in a way that, okay, and of course, the ink leaves sometimes. Okay, so now we've got the energy coming out, and we have a storybook here. So we would ask, what is my story? What's my story? Oh, and then you ask the book, please guide me. You don't have to spell right even, it doesn't matter. Please guide me, show me, reveal to me. This is the prayer that the energy, yourself is saying, oh, please inform me, bless me, inform, blah, blah, blah. And then you go on. And if you have no words, that's okay, because you then just go with circles. Just work with circles and maybe change your hands. Work with the left and maybe start working with the next one. And then suddenly you're having a design. And suddenly you might notice the wave that you're in. See that? Oh, there's the wave. The wave, you might be in a wave, and you might notice the wave is shifting. You might notice your body is shifting. You might notice you're feeling, oh, a sigh of relief. You can breathe. The anxiety went into the page. Then after that, you would pause for a moment and say, well, you ask yourself, what's next? What is next? What is waiting to be revealed? And in this case, I'm going to take a magazine. Oh, I opened it to the first page. It's a dog. All righty. I'm going to tear out the dog. Maybe I'm going to look at the card if Lana has a dog. Do you have a dog?
I don't know what I have, but for the intention to reveal the energy we are working with, I will just ask for the universe to guide me in a card that will serve everybody who will ever watch this video now, later, whenever they watch it, to serve their need to be present, brave, and unstoppable. And I just pull a card. And that card happens to be the card of Plankton, the fear of disharmony. And Plankton says, I am called headlong twiddle because I'm powerless to stop the flight of time. I'm scared of relaxing into natural rhythm of life. I feel left behind. I become pessimistic when observing others moving at high speeds. I feel like I'm floating around, wasting my time without purpose. I feel discouraged, falling behind, rushed, out of sync. But I want to be patient, engaged, timeless, trusting, balanced. If you relate to this situation when you feel that everybody is doing something and you are just not there with everybody, you're not as fast as everybody, you're too small, too invisible, and feeling like no matter what you do, nobody really cares about you, this is the card for you. But if you don't even feel this way, but you feel that you cannot express yourself fully because for whatever reason you believe that maybe you will not be received well, when you feel that you are in a rush because you are scared that there will be not enough time left for you to express yourself, this is also the card for you. And now Plankton is our guiding animal. It's just as furry as the dog, I should say.
Well, then they complement each other. And now this dog, you can then go and create this story. This dog is now confident, aware, relaxed, cozy. He's transforming his barking, here. And And then you would start adding that to the page. And maybe that's all you would want to do. Or maybe you turn the page and let's see, is there another? Oh, there's a page from a long time ago, The Guardian. What am I doing with this life? I'm going to discover my future. So maybe now, and there are no rules. You don't have to work,
The
as you,
Plankton actually has a story about the dog.
there we go.
The Plankton wants to share the story of his friend, the dog.
All right.
Before they even became a dog, what happened, the dog was sitting on a couch looking at the TV because his owner liked that a lot and was thinking, what a waste, what a waste. I like to go outside. I want to travel. I want to see the world. I want to express myself. I want to everybody be my friend. But now I have one friend who got me by TV, and that's pretty much all we do all day long. And so the dog licked the owner's hand, saying goodbye, and went. And off he went. And 15 minutes or 10 minutes from his house, just where I live in Florida, there is a beach. And so he went, but he didn't live in Florida. He lived on the Caribbean side of the Sea of Cortez in New Mexico, Baja California. And so he went to the Sea of Cortez, and he slept, and he was so exhausted by the time he got there, he fell asleep because all he knew is sitting on the couch, and he was very much out of training. And so even doing this, not a very big trip, he was like, and so he fell asleep. And when the night came down and it was cool, he woke up. And as he woke up, he looked up, and it was the starry night sky. And he was so amazed because with his couch potato owner, he also became a couch potato. And all of a sudden, he was outside smelling the fresh air and seeing this amazing sky. And then he looked in front of him, and he saw the sea in front of him also glistening with the stars. And he was so surprised. What is that? I've never seen anything like that. And he was still thirsty because he did all this way and he was so exhausted. So he came to the beach and he looked at the water, and the water was all shining with green shines, like everywhere with little sparks of green. What is this? He thought. So he licked the water and he felt the fresh water on his tongue. And all of a sudden he heard from his tongue, stop, stop, don't eat me. I'm a plankton. I'm just swimming here. I'm having fun. Don't you want to have fun with me? Stop eating me. So the dog was so surprised. He was like, I didn't mean to eat anybody. And Plankton said, come swim with me. So the dog came in the sea filled with plankton, all green and all shiny. And in a few minutes, he was extremely refreshed. He felt like a new life just happened to him. And he came out of the sea, and his whole fur was sparkling with green drops because plankton at that moment, it happened in February actually, when the plankton is the most active and bioluminescent. And that dog came out all bioluminescent. And for the first time in his life, he understood that life is not as boring as he thought, that he does not depend just on his owner to always bring him out and give him life, that he now had become a green star, and he came back home to the owner and inspired his owner to come out and take life in. And that's the story of the plankton and the dog, who was the couch potato, but now became a star in his owner's life. How about that?
I love that. I love that. The plankton, when we transform that deepest fear, and this dot is the dog going into the plankton in the waves. And then we're going to make a dot. Oh, it's a green star. Okay, Venus green. Oh, emerald green. It's a green star. And we are just now putting the love of the star into the ocean with the plankton and the dog.
And what's interesting, as you are talking about the story, as you're making it up, you're also making it up relevant to you, because we don't tell stories that belong to other people. We are all storytellers. We just forget to tell our stories. But to tell the story of Plankton is so much easier. To tell the story of a dog is much easier than to tell the story of ourselves. And in Syucai, for example, we always tell people, you need the energy to produce the energy. You need the energy to receive the energy. You need the energy to bring your ideas into the world. And when you're a couch potato, it doesn't really happen. And so first thing we always tell people, start walking every time, every morning, keep going, keep going, keep going, and you will generate the energy and you will discover the world you haven't seen before. And so as you tell the story, your body gets involved. As I told you the story, you probably already imagine how this dog is walking. And by imagination, we activate the muscles in our body. There were studies of different athletes when they put all kinds of controllers on their body and made them think that they're running for the marathon. These controllers registered the activity in the body. And so this is how you transform the energy. You move your hands, you use the colors, you choose the colors. Those are the choices that you're making. And just by this little process that took, I don't know, 5-10 minutes, right? With the mastery of Kendall showing us that you can do anything and you can use anything and you can create anything. In your mind, the idea that you can starts replacing the idea that you cannot.
Well said. I noticed on the other side of the dog, the resting dog is now the playful dog. All is life. So these messages come through synchronicity. And that is the magic of creativity within this framework of gaining energy, creating energy, engaging with with energy, and time to relax, time to play ball.
And this idea that you open the page of the Guardian, when you learn how to give a meaning to things that you see, you will start seeing the meaning in your life as well. And so it was interesting that the Guardian angel appeared just when we started looking for the place for the dog and talking about how insignificant the plankton felt and how scared it was for being eaten by unfamiliar creature. And aren't we all get into those places where right before you try to do something new, you get scared, right?
You get scared, and I think the beauty of having a smash book is this page was done several. Guardian is relevant, and my instincts open this page for the dog, and then I have a new message. And that is, I think, also the life of the cards you have, the metamorphosis cards. Like one, there is no time. So there is no, I want to say, waste of, oh, you make a book, you finish a book. No, it's living like you're living. It's a breathing messages that can revisit you. I think this is why the I Ching is so profound. It's almost immortal, the messages.
That's true. And as much as I learned Chinese wisdom and also Syucai, the digital psychology, also based on Chinese wisdom, and Zhanat Kozhamzharov, our teacher, also received his knowledge and his activation from a Chinese teacher. For me, understanding Chinese is simple because I truly believe that at some point everything was connected. That we didn't have a lot of borders between the nations and between the wisdom, and we've studied from each other because even in my lineage, from where I come, from Siberian shamanistic lineage, we also have some of the knowledge from Chinese wisdom also embedded in the Slavic region wisdom, very ancient, many thousand years wisdom. And the books that I've read that are older than 6,000 years, of course, 5,000 years of I Ching. And so with the wisdom of our ancestors from different cultures, because in this lifetime we're of this culture, but as a soul, as a traveler, as the cosmic traveler, we possess all the knowledge and all the cosmic connection. We understand all the knowledge and all the wisdom when we allow the channel of creativity to bring that wisdom into our understanding. And so the way Kendall works is amazing, because even the name of the Smashbook, can you explain the name so people understand? Why is it Cosmic Smashbooking?
Oh my goodness, it's a long story, or not. I'm an intentional creativity teacher, and creative lineage is with the Intentional Creativity Foundation, Musea, Shiloh, Sophia McLeod. And I was in
how we work together as well, because I'm also an artist and intentional creativity teacher.
Right.
So we share that lineage as well.
We share that lineage, and we share more lineages, but in this lineage, I was sitting in training in 2012, and the founder, another lady, was sitting a few chairs away, and she was banging her head on the table, and the Shiloh was teaching us, and here comes my kitty. Okay, here we go. This is Gigi. She likes to be involved. So what happens? So she's banging her head, and then she takes a journal, and I don't have the original. I have them everywhere, but anyway, she takes the journal and she starts crumbling the pages. There's one thing, crumbling the pages, and she suddenly is like, I got it. And because we were in the Cosmic Cowgirl Rodeo, and she called it, I'm smashing the book. And she called it, because we're Cosmic Cowgirls, called it Cosmic Smashbooking. And then I took the training, so I'm a certified guide, and so many messages come through. The muse, activate your muse. And then actually I began to do it since I realized I was doing it already. I just didn't have the specific artistic container or the understanding. You put all your senses into it. And there's the kitty. All righty. Maybe
Cats are actually they are sensing the energy more than dogs. When the negative energy comes through, for the cats, it's not negative. It's just the energy that comes through, and they need to be with that energy, because they are transformers. They like to transform energy. And so, as you talk about banging your head, it's much better to smash the book, not smash your head.
Don't smash the cat. No, no, no. If you get that energy riled up, because they can do it, go to the page. Take it to the page. That's why we have these pages. You can take the rage to the page. And you're frustrated with the baby, take it to the page and just put it in. When you create a smash book, all these books begin, they have secret notes. Look at those secret notes. This is my prayers, my prayer page. Take it. In the beginning, when we create a cosmic smash book, there are 100 pages in this book. Every single one is mindfully smashed. Then over time, it starts to, full moon blessing in 2022, a new roof of full love. Oh, I had a hole in the roof. All right. So I need it. Let's see, here's a ghost bear is in this one. I taught a class of the bear, and See that there's the bear. So, and the bear's up, lots of strength in the bear. And
Bear is actually the mama bear, especially, is about life protecting and giving us this carbon power over our thought. So sometimes our body speaks and it does not match our thought. And so you better match your thought to the body, because if they're not connected, that's where you start banging your head at the table, because your head is producing the thought and your feeling and your actions do not match. And that's where you get the grief, the disappointment, the fear, the anger, when you are creating a reality in your head and outside that reality just does not match. And so to bring yourself in harmony, you go to the page, you bring your rage to the page, you go to the art, because art is our innate ability to create realities that are not 100% objective yet. It's in our subjectivity. And when you bring it into the world through the page that you can see, that other people see, you start matching yourself with objective reality, which is reality of everybody else living with you in the same world, and harmonizing yourself to that reality. The most important thing that I'd like for you to pay attention when Kendall is talking about container. Very often our emotions are just exploding, and they're exploding into the world of our loved ones, because we feel safe to spill our emotions on people in our environment. And sometimes if you're a business owner, it happens as well. So maybe some businessmen are looking at this right now and thinking, that's not for me. That's for babies. That's for women. That's for weak people. But the truth of the matter is, in our society, men don't cry. That's why men have heart attacks in our society much more often than women, because at least we talk to each other and we do the art and we cry. And the men don't cry, they keep it inside, the rage, especially the grief when money is lost, or opportunity is lost, or something is lost. Men do not cry, women do. And so if you're a man, we're not inviting you to make the flowers. We're making images that belong to us. Kendall is predominantly woman. So you can see her making tears and
there's my tears. But what would I'm not a man, but what would he just might do geometry.
Exactly.
He might just do, I've worked with men too. Men's matchbooks are so distinctive. We use belt buckles, duct tape. You can use hardware. You can attach mechanics into the page, and you're absolutely right. It's not just a woman thing, but women seem to come to the page more often. I don't know.
Just like we cry more often. But if you are a man, if you're a businessman, if you're a person who has a lot of responsibility for other people, you also need to be responsible for yourself, because those tears and fears that are not expressed out, they're expressed in. And that means your liver, your kidneys, your heart are under attack. And when they're under attack, not only that you will attack people in your environment, but you will attack yourself. Within yourself, you will create this harmony, which will show in your health. And being strong outside, but being weak because your electricity is weakened within, it does not really work in a long-term strategy. And so this is amazing process that Kendall is just showing right now in her way also belongs to you. When you do your smashbooking, when you want to smash your hand against the table, have the book with 100 pages, then your hand is not going to have a bruise.
It's so true. And this is a place to take it, even just to arrive at clarity through. Sometimes, as you can see, my hand showed up, but this is connecting, I don't even know what it says, connecting of something, something saying, and then I'm just drawing. And then I want to access the heart, which you find your own voice, your own creative voice and style. You know, even as a businessman, what do you want? What's the answer you're looking for? You write down, I'm looking for this answer. And then you relax into just drawing, smashing, playing with creativity to find the inspired answer that will come out of the page. So
Kendall is also a master with numbers. She is an accountant, of high level accountant that also coaches financial literacy and making an order in your finances. And she's been doing it for many, many years. And so, as you understand, being a person of number can limit you in some way if you are not opening yourself to interacting with the other side of who you are. And the emotional side, usually numbers talk the truth, and emotions are usually not associated with the numbers. But what's interesting is that when you are allowing yourself to experience something different, not always being strict and being strategic and being tactical and plan everything, but also give a space to new experience. What studies show lately, lots of studies about it, that your fingertips and your hands are connected to your brain. And the more you move that and the more you write, the better the result in your brain would be. Why? Because we form neural connections, and all the time those neural connections thicken because we have the same way. So at first it's like a little connection, and then it becomes a highway, and you always go through this highway to the same decision. But being a business person, whether you're a man or a woman, regardless, whether you have your own business or you are part of somebody else's business, you need to be creative. And to be creative, and you have a high way of thinking that is always the same, does not give you a very good result. When you start moving your fingers and moving your eyes, when you use the colors, your eyes and fingers are moving, it affects your brain, and it creates neural pathways, especially if you have an intention. I want this kind of result. I want this kind of money. I want this kind of process to be created. With this intention, you allow yourself not to do it, but it to be done through you. You open the channel of the creative thinking without thinking creatively, because you're not thinking. It's just being creative through you. And as you're being in the process, the neural connections that you did not expect before are happening, and you don't know what is happening. So next time you're in a meeting, all of a sudden you have an image in your head. You have a process in your head that you haven't seen before, because in this moment, the neural connections at the meeting and the neural connection of the Smashbook are coming together in an unimaginable way, because these are no longer a controlled process. It is the process that's been seeded by creativity. It's the process that opens your heart to a possibility, and then the possibility can find you.
it's so true. And I realized through my explaining how cosmic smashbooking came into being, I forgot to mention Kat is the mama bear of cosmic smashbooking, and it's taught us all a program of how it goes into more detail. There's always more layers in detail. One will notice, excuse, in creativity, there's layers and layers and layers. And in the brain, like layers. And I just to echo what you said, Svetlana, that we create these new neural pathways, and then we create new solutions to the business problems or the business joys, the business growth. Numbers and accounting for me is very creative. It's for me, it's the same process. Lots of layers, lots of engagement. And what is that engagement? That engagement is then into relationships. and business is all about relationships, and numbers are relationships to create even more relationships in my point of view. So I could do a number, I could enter my creative energy with just doing, and what is the computers, all ones and zeros, but that's another language, the one and zero
Let's use
language.
your date of birth. Would you share your date of birth? Is that okay?
Oh,
Just you don't have to give the year, just the first two.
the two.
Yeah, just 2 is months. Day.
And here, thank you. Oh, she got all excited about that.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
months and a day.
Okay, girl. There we go. 2 and 22. 22.
Okay. So truthfully, it's cool that you started talking about the numbers, because what I study is Syucai is the digital psychology. We can look into the true numbers of your birth, because there is no derivatives. Of course, there are more numbers, the year, but we're not going to go into it. And we can just look into who you are and how you are just by looking at these numbers. And 22 is the person who understands other people, because 2 is about creating relationships, and you have 3, 2, 2, 2. So it's about creating relationship with people, understanding them, wanting to understand them. So, and also importance to build relationship by understanding yourself, because sometimes we build relationships and they're against our nature. And so being creative is also part of your nature, because 22 is 4, and 4 is an innovator, somebody who can innovate any process, and not just innovator, but also a great marketer. You can market anything, you can explain the creative part of anything. And so now I understand why numbers for you are so fun, because they are about seeing something new. It's the symbol. And just like in society science, we use symbols 1 to 9 to describe the energy. And the energy of 2 is the energy of connection and partnership, and being a diplomat in how you express yourself. And the energy of 4, which is your personality, is to innovate and revolutionize anything. So you probably revolutionize a few of the processes, not just one. And what's most important, that you right now experiencing the year 6 in your cycle, because we also have cycles and 9-year cycles, and you're in the year 6, which is about love, connection, comfortable relationship, and most importantly, creativity. Being creative, intentionally creative. And I'm not surprised that in this year 6 of yours, we are now in connection. I am living in year 7, which is, year 4, which is the year of knowledge, creative knowledge, innovative knowledge. I'm studying Syucai and I'm teaching Syucai. And you are number 4 in the year 6. What could be even better?
I love it. I love it.
So now go to your process with the numbers. We'll see what you come up with.
Oh, well, right now I had a message from my previous self, prayer power, right there. So I have to take that in. That's a beautiful, breathing page. So I have to breathe into my numbers. Numbers for me, they are alive. They're very much alive. And it's not that I'm a mathematician, not by any means, but I understand them. I don't, my language, right? So like, I think that no, maybe not. We have the opportunity to be connected with many languages. The languages of the plankton, the language of the dog, the cat, the language of our families, the children. But and so essential to the connection with the reality is relationship with the self, and learning, like this journey of the 2 and the 22 and then the 4. Oh, that's it. I would start. I'm always I've always been with a notebook. The container is my cosmic smash book, but I also use many other things. But I would start making a pathway to numbers, just geometrically. And I don't know what will happen. And I don't know. So I have to be in the mystery for a bit on that one. That was so beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, and the mystery unfolds with the message of the plankton, because the plankton not only have all his fears, but it also knows stuff. And as we work through the book, the message is, I succeed when I stop pushing and go with the flow. And isn't that the sea that we've created just a minute ago? And I choose supportive and dynamic environment, which is my connection with Kendall today, is about supportive and dynamic environment in which we both co-create. I feel when I am ready and act when the time is right. It's about finding the time for yourself and finding that container that Kendall was sharing today, because without the container, we are dispersed. Our emotions are explosion and our actions are without the vector. And when we have a container, we can even creatively plan our next endeavor, our next venture into this smash book, which will open the pathways that you never thought about. You have something to say?
I do. Let me see if I can remember it. I had a flash of insight. This card, Plankton, you could do an entire book just with this card for like a month or whatever it took you, because there's no time, it doesn't matter. So you could just begin with this card in the beginning and then let it start to unfold the stories and the energies and the inspiration. Maybe you're stuck and you need, like, oh, I want some inspiration. You go to your older pages, space-time curriculum. All righty, there's something about that. Learn to find calm. So maybe I'm going to be reminded, and I take my Plankton card and I put down the message, and I have a fish. Oh, what are the chances of that? There's a fish, and it's been in the midst of a storm. Okay, what is that? And you can just have some more fun. And I think that's the point. And this is an interesting shape. Just have some fun.
Exactly.
Lighten it up.
Exactly.
Bring that fear into transformation and be self-amused.
Yeah. And amazement is actually the step into the bravery and ability to move forward in life. Because when we are stuck with fear or anger or grief or despair, we forget to see that there are other things in life. And when you go into this, how interesting, what is happening? Let me see. What is it about? Is the fish want to eat me, or I ride on the fish scale to the next scale of my business? And I trust my steady progression within the ocean of life. That's where I succeed, the plankton is telling you. And sometimes we flow without the target, without the goal. We are not goal oriented. And that's okay. But when you are floating without being goal oriented, don't be upset that you don't have a particular result. You always have a result. The result is you're still alive. That's a pretty good result. But if you want a particular result, what can I do? And the message of Plankton is, I embody timelessness through patience, inner balance, and flowing with the life rhythm. And right there, that message is for you to learn how to unbuckle and flow with life while sensing the rhythm and riding the wave of life with the rhythm that is yours can be helped by first unloading into this wonderful, very magical, very cool, very unconventional, just like 4 always does, innovative container, all the stuff that is no longer serving you, or look at this stuff as if these are your guides, your fear, your grief, your loss. These are your guides. Fear is an opportunity to step over the threshold and see, feel that time is not linear, that what you already know and what you're about to know are connected somewhere, and you become a bridge, you become this pathway to the new you by just letting it go and letting it glow. Be this plankton. Understand that yes, you're a speck, you're nobody, nothing in the big scheme of life. But in your life, you're a star. In your life, you are the sunshine that illuminates everything that you do. And when that sun is down and it's a sunset, you feel lonely because you don't see much. And so who brings the light into your life? You are. So illuminate the dark, the dark night of your soul by being creative and following your passion and finding people like Kendall to connect with. You have friends, you have collaborations from the past and for the future, and be present, because everything that you feel is the guide, and everything that you feel you can put in this container, you can make a meaning out of it, and you can bring yourself to this other wave. And every time the wave happens, it's just a life journey, and just like Kendall said, lighten up, let it go. Let it be.
Let it be. And we do know it, life can be a storm. There's a storm page for you right there. And out of that storm came a shaman, the medicine woman, the dear medicine woman. So see, it happens. Even
Great. Thank you very much. It was a magical journey for me, for sure. I hope everybody enjoys that as well and take it into practice. And I would love to bring more of your magic and more of the fears up to the surface so we can become brave and unstoppable in a very easy, very playful, informative, and relaxing way. And I would absolutely love if you say yes to it, and we can continue grow.
this is really fun.
Absolutely.
And the recording is stopped?
No, we're
No.
still recording, and I'm just putting you on the spot with saying yes to my suggestion, because this is how things are done spontaneously and easy.
Well, here's what's pretty funny for me. No, it's not funny. It's just I love it when the universe amuses me. This book I pulled from the shelf this morning. I didn't even know why. And look at all the potential that it offers. And it's magic.
So I suggest that you who's listening to this magical show and tell, get some paper and crayons or markers or whatever you have around, and whatever material you're about to throw in a wastebasket, assemble it and get ready for the next week show. And we'll see where we go with that. But we definitely go on a journey out of the despair and grief and fear into amusement, right? And joy and happiness and love, or creativity. Thank you very much, Kendall. It was a
Thank you,
pleasure.
Lana.
And thank you everyone for watching.